Hi, I'm Terry Brock with terrybrock.com. You know, one of the most exciting fields emerging right now is virtual meetings. The ability to have meetings with people, connect with other people wherever you happen to be, using technology with tools like Skype and Google Hangouts, Uvu, and a host of others that are coming out, give you the ability to be there with people and to get a lot done, to collaborate and to really do business. Now, we talk about face-to-face meetings, actually physically being there versus this. Well, there's a lot going on with it, and I had an opportunity just a little while ago when a buddy of mine, Corbin, was visiting town, and I wanted to get the video for you to share from this genius what's going on from his perspective. Join me for a few moments as we talk about what's going on right now with the cutting-edge technology on virtual meetings, how it's being used, and some rather fun ways to. You're going to love this one. I mean, this is a good one. You're going to smile. It's worth a couple minutes investment. So join me now as I interview my buddy from Seattle, Washington, Corbin. Hi, I'm Terry Brock, and you know, we've got a special right now for you that's going to help you. My buddy Corbin is visiting here in Orlando. And Corbin, he joins us now. Thanks for being here.
I'm very happy to be here, Terry.
Well, you are a person that I admire so much. You are right on the edge with what's happening with technology. You see what's going on in the meetings industry in many ways. There's a lot of things happening we were talking about here. Tell me some of the things you see happening that are standing out in your mind and really impactful for professional speakers and those in the meetings industry.
Well, I think that you're seeing a lot of opportunities in the area of virtual meetings, hybrid meetings. Technology is coming down, that the cost is driven down, that things that used to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars and pallets full of equipment now can be done for, in many cases, very, very low cost, in some cases for free.
Yeah, exactly, like with Skype. We're all familiar with that. We see it. It's a good idea. The marginal cost on that is virtually nothing once you've got the system in place.
That's right. I mean, you have HD cameras in your cell phones now, and so the cost for the equipment is low, and the cost for distribution is even lower than that in many cases.
What do you see are the ramifications of that in the real world?
Oh, I think that when you talk about meetings particularly, if you boil meetings down to its most essential element, we bring people together. That's what it's about. And these tools, social media tools, virtual meeting tools, web tools, are helping to bring people together. Events are social, and it's a natural to start combining these with that.
Yeah, and a matter of fact, one of the things that, if you've watched some of my work, you know I often quote my buddy here. I say, well, Corbin always tells us that we got to get together physically now and then, and I think we still do. But I know often quote Corbin saying, you can't share a virtual beer. You know, but I think there's a way we might be able to. You were telling me something. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, there's an interesting example that happened this last fall for Event Camp Europe. Event Camp is a series of programs that are designed to test new technologies, and especially in the area of virtual and hybrid meetings. Well, this Event Camp Europe, they had, I participated from my office in the United States, but they had a major place in London, and then they had 3 pods of groups of about 20 people, one in Poland, one in Sweden, and one in Belgium, I believe. And they were gathered around, each were gathered around, they set up a camera and they pointed it at the, and so they all gathered around the table with their banners in the back, and it was, and they participated all day long in these events here. And so they were using Google Hangouts for this, which is totally free from that point, and it was, as a participant, I was engaged and involved with it, but the coolest thing I think they did is at the end of the day, the last session of the day, they had a virtual wine tasting.
A virtual wine tasting. There we go. You know what's coming now.
And what they had a sponsor for this, and they shipped out the wine to the 3 pods, the 3 pods in advance. And
so they all had the same kind of wine.
They all had the same type of wine. They had the same type of glasses even. They went through, and so then and then the sponsor got up and held up his glass of wine and described the colors. Everybody smelled the bouquet as he described it. They felt it. They looked at it. They heard the description, and then they toasted it up, and everybody tasted it at the same time.
I'm loving it already.
And you know, you engage all 5 senses using a distribution technology that is free.
Exactly. We couldn't do that a little while ago. And I mean, unless you spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, like you said.
Feeds and pallets of equipment and lots of setups. And now you have this distribution technology for free. And that's about bringing people together. And I very strongly believe in the power of face-to-face. It's richer than any virtual meeting can be, but you have means of bringing in people in this way that you can extend that life of that face-to-face meeting in a way that I think is significant, that you can bring in other groups and have them engage. And I think there's a real place for this virtual and hybrid meeting concept.
Yeah, I like the way you say it, that it's really extending. So, and I think the idea is that as human beings, we can stay in touch with each other. We meet physically, but then we can see each other and extend that relationship virtually by bringing in the tools that are there, much like Skype or Google Hangouts or Uvu, and there's many other technologies that do that, and we'll probably see even more. And I think about what you were saying with virtual. I actually have had a virtual beer. A buddy of mine, Sean Weaver, and Sean, you're watching this, hello, over in Ireland on St. Patrick's Day, we would both open our cans of Guinness. So I guess that was Guinness, right? Guinness, yeah, 2 Guinness there, and we would pour it each. He'd instruct me on how to do it, so I make sure I don't pour it too fast. And then we would schlante, toast each other there in the traditional Irish sense. So I guess now with that, we can say we can have a virtual beer coming from the actual man himself. Can we have a virtual beer now?
I think there's such a thing as that. Yes, we can do that. Thanks to technology, we can.
We can. Well, there's a lot of the great things we could do, and I think the key is to be open, to start thinking and realize what we couldn't do a little while ago, now with the right amount of bandwidth. That's the key. If you have sufficient bandwidth, you can do a lot more than we ever could before.
It's very exciting.
It is. And Corbin, if somebody says, hey, I want to find out more about this stuff, how do they get in touch with you?
At my website would be the best way, corbinball.com.
Please spell that.
CORBINBALL.com.
.com. I'm glad you spelled that .com. That's good. Great. Corbin, thanks for being with us today.
My pleasure. Thanks, Terry.